Dude, if you had a rap name, what would it be?
Fro. Anthony.
Oh, that was a dumb question.
Yeah, Fro. That's
You basically already have a rap name.
right. Yeah.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of the P-Funk and Fro Show. My name is Austin Falloum, and with me is
Anthony Gorman.
It's going to be an exciting show for you today, folks. We're happy to announce that we're going to keep on doing the videos, so if you guys liked the videos last week, like we heard from a couple of you, then we're going to keep doing that.
Right.
Because we're here to please you. We're here to be your friends.
Yeah.
So,
audio and video.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. Also want to thank everyone that got in the group and maybe commented on a post or liked one of the posts. We like the idea of like engendering a positive audience that like talks to each other and mingles and like cultivates and shares memes and does a bunch of funny stuff. So thank you to everybody that's done that already. We'd like to encourage that so you guys can keep doing that moving forward.
Yep. Special, exclusive group.
Yeah. Yeah.
That anybody can join if they want to.
Yeah. It's an exclusive group that everyone is allowed to join. Not so exclusive. But yeah, so I'm going to jump right into things, Anthony. We both had a really interesting weekend this weekend, so do you want to go ahead and start talking about what you did?
Yeah, sure. So,
Real quick, how about that logo? How dope does that look for everybody watching the video?
That's pretty nice.
God, it's so cool. It's so cool, I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so your weekend, Anthony.
I kind of went on like a mini trip up to Columbus, Ohio. I just had to get away. I was wanting to write anything and everything. And just the bike trail down here just didn't seem too appeasing, so I kind of like up and decided to go up to Columbus randomly. But yeah, it was pretty nice. So the students weren't in school yet, so it was really quiet. And usually every time I'm up there, I get this like real nostalgic feeling where I'm just like, oh, I want to go back in time and like relive everything. This was kind of like the first time where I actually didn't get that feeling. I just went up there and enjoyed it for what it is. And it's just a beautiful area. And the day was beautiful, and I had my Chromebook with me and just riding around. I'm like ultra comfortable up there, so I just riding around.
Yeah.
And I wrote some stuff in like the Oval, which is this nice open field with sidewalks going everywhere and people playing Frisbee and stuff.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was just really relaxing and soothing or whatever. And just rode my bike around, and I went to an old place that a bunch of us used to live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I decided to go up on the balcony, like the mid balcony. It was like the mid floor.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because like no one's moved in yet, so I'm just kind of like roaming around, just doing whatever.
Wait, so is it like an apartment or a house or what?
It's a 6 apartment complex type thing. And we were in the mid floor to the right, and on Chittenden Avenue.
You could just
83 Chit.
You could just get back into this place?
No, I wasn't inside. I went on the balcany.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I was going to say.
Hey, it's open. Might as well just walk right in. Just take a nap.
Oh, don't worry. I used to live here.
Yeah, I'd be
fine.
like, I live here
You're
still.
sitting on my bed.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be like, oh, you got any popcorn? Like, I used to live here 10 years ago.
It doesn't count anymore.
Right.
Anyway.
But no, yeah, so I don't even know why. I think I just wanted like a photo from like that perspective, because Akil and I, like, I think like it was still a long time ago, but we revisited there. I remember going up to the people that lived there, and we were like, we just rode our bikes up there. And we're like, hey, we used to live here, and they were like, okay, like, and we were like just a couple years out, so it wasn't like,
were these kids?
Yeah,
okay,
well, they were students,
okay,
they were just like, all right, like,
dude,
whatever,
nice,
later. Like, we kind of wanted to go in because we were, I don't know. At least I did.
Dude, students can be really open to stuff like that. I'll tell you about that later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can continue.
But, so I was just standing, I think I took a picture from the balcony of the street. Again, like, I know it sounds like I'm being, like, real nostalgic now. I really wasn't. I just wanted it for, like, future or whatever, for, like, when I'm, like, 60, 80, something like that, where I would look back.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, because a lot of stuff's happened on the balcony. But, so I was looking at one part, and someone had carved their name in it, like, kind of recently. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, it seems like something I would do. Like, I would, because I used to, There was one point where I was like throwing a knife against the wall. I don't know. It's just crazy stuff happened on that balcony.
Okay.
So I saw the knife mark still of me just like trying to learn how to like.
Like throwing knife.
Yeah, it's kind of property damage, like, but they're still there.
Yeah,
so I thought
statute
that
of
was
limitations.
yeah, exactly. I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, oh, look at that.
That's funny.
And then, so I'm looking down the railing and I see Fro carved in, and it definitely is weathered. And I was like, holy shit.
Wow. Dude, so did you write that?
Yeah, about 11 years ago.
Oh, you did write it.
Yeah, we lived there 11 years ago.
Dude, it seemed like the Facebook post spun it like you didn't know that.
Oh, really? No, I
it
definitely.
like.
Yeah, it said, like, look what I found, but that's kind of.
Okay.
No, I
dude, that's awesome.
that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, and, like, when I saw it, I kind of, like, it felt like something I did do or
Yeah.
had to, have done, and I couldn't find anything carved in. I was like, oh, well. And then it was, like, the next post over, and I was like, there it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
You staked
I don't
your
know. That
claim.
was kind of crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
And it just happened to turn out like the state fair was going on up there, so I was like, "Oh my god, parking!" But I got like a parking spot like right in front of the building, so it was
Wow.
really neat. But yeah, I just went up there and rode around. I just read, wrote, and just biked around, got some exercise. It was
Dang,
kind of
dude.
like I wanted to exercise, and I wanted to write, but I ride on the bike trail twice a week already,
Mhm.
so I was just kind of wanting a new spot. And like Columbus is kind of far away, but it's only really like an hour and 15 minutes. And like for a mini getaway, it's not really that big of a deal.
That was going to be one of my questions, like how far away is it? So it's just like
yeah, I mean, if
an
you're
hour
driving
15.
like 75, 80, which I kind of do, like you can get there in like hour 15 minutes,
that's not bad.
hour
So
20 with traffic. So
what
yeah.
school is in Columbus?
Oh, Ohio State.
Oh,
and,
okay, I didn't. I'm
yeah,
from
it's
Indiana.
like
so
kind
I
of
didn't
big.
know. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's 60,000 plus students
Got
that
you.
are up there,
That
and then
sounds
there's
sweet.
like Denison, there's Capital. There's actually a lot of colleges up there.
I
like
see.
way more than what I just listed off. but, yeah.
Dang, dude. Dude, I bet like if you went up to those college kids and asked to see it, I bet they would totally let you in and
Oh,
walk
the
it.
inside.
Yeah, I
I
completely
still have it pictured well, like in my head, like mapped out. Because we
Yeah.
were there for 2 years, so that was the longest I was ever at one spot.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
wow.
Yeah, so every
Bounced
year,
around a lot.
everybody. Yeah, it seemed like everybody did that up there.
Huh,
Like
okay.
every new apartment. I didn't want to move out the second year, but things changed. Yeah, I mean, there was no like real bad blood or anything. It was
Everybody else just kind of wanted to move or what?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It kind of turned out well, so it was less like a party atmosphere because that was a 4-person apartment. So we always had like tons of parties. So I moved in with my friend Dave. It was just him and I. So it was like we still
Yeah.
partied, but
It's a
to
different
a less
vibe.
extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely a different vibe.
because it was going into my last year of school. So
Gotcha.
it did us well because I lived across the street like the years before.
That's awesome. I always kind of wish I would have done something like that.
Yeah.
Just like had that experience. 'Cause
Oh, away for school.
yeah, it's kind of like a trade-off. Like you either go away and like have these experiences and
Right.
debt, or you don't and don't have debt, or like the stories. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kinda-
yeah.
I think
Well,
back and like I wonder like if I went to IU with like a bunch of my other friends and lived up there with them, like
Yeah.
I almost did. Like
Oh, really?
what
Okay.
kind of like butterfly effect stuff? Like what would have happened? Like where would I be now? Like we would not have this podcast right now if I did that because I wouldn't
You
be
never
work-
know.
I wouldn't be working at P&G.
And if I went to somewhere else or like stayed at UC or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, isn't that crazy to freaking
It
think
is
about, dude?
Well, especially like I consider like my time up at Ohio State is like my renaissance of like everything. Like
Yeah.
I just like everything I was just expanded like
Mm.
forever, like
Mm.
outward going. It was
Mm.
just I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I found myself up there. It's very people like they don't really ask me anymore, but like when I graduated, I had a mountain of school loans that I've really battled down to like they're in the teens now. Thank
Nice,
God.
very nice, very nice.
But yeah, people would be like, "So was it worth it?" Because I didn't have a job up there,
Yeah,
which is kind of. I mean, I had a great time.
yeah.
Like, but
Dude, life
yeah,
is
it's
short,
still
yeah.
I don't regret it one bit because I had so much fun, and
Yeah.
like I actually my sophomore year I really started enjoying like learning part. So I didn't really like high school, like or grade school, like anything up until college. All of a sudden something clicked. Like it was like things that I could choose that I wanted to learn.
Yeah,
Besides the like basics
yeah.
that everybody has to do. But yeah, and that's when I started reading for pleasure on my own, and I just consumed books. I would just chew through books. Like I just had to like get more, and it was just a lot of like sociology and like prehistory and like just how humans work,
That's awesome.
basically
Nice.
from like where we came from and to the biological level. Like I just
That's just like you just.
I just want to
became
know what
interested in
makes
that?
humans tick, sociologically or everything. I don't know why.
What? Yeah,
I have all these books still at home too. Like they look really boring, but
I was gonna say, like, what do you think triggered that curiosity?
I'm not sure. I kind of always been like the reason why I talk to like bums up there is the same thing. I just want to know their story and where they came from and what their situation is and how they got to where they were. Things like that. So that's why I would talk to bums, which is a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah. Have we told that story on the podcast? Yet?
There's multiple bum stories, honestly.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, where it came from, I don't really know. I do remember having my first sociology class, and I was really enthralled with the subject matter. I don't know why. It was just really interesting, like learning about urban sprawl and just how mass amount of people react to different things and just different environments and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm not exactly sure where it came from, but yeah, it was a lot of like. Well, I guess it kind of started with the book Ishmael by Daniel Quinn. So that was all about like society and kind of like a hippie-ish type of book, but it was a different way of looking at society as like. Yeah, kind of a scrutiny of it, which totally like flipped everything that I had come up with on its head.
Yeah,
and I was going through like religious challenges mentally. Like I was reading the history of like the Catholic Church and things like that on my own, just to because there was things I was just simply not taught. Not that I was like aggressively not taught.
Right,
these things.
Sure.
It's
like
just
it wasn't like propaganda or anything.
Right,
it's just
it
like
was Catholic school,
not things that they emphasize.
Yeah. So I went to public. Catholic, and then Ohio State Public. But when I went to Ohio State Public, that's when I really actually started to like to learn. It's really
probably
weird.
Because it was all new. And
it was
excited you.
And I could choose what I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh my God, like, and then just going on Amazon, that was when Amazon was getting really like churn, where they were just cheap books. Yeah. And I got addicted to buying books on Amazon, like hard copy. This is before Kindle.
Yeah.
And I just got addicted to it. Like what I would like to do is go on my favorite forums and that I wrote on a lot. And I would ask people that were really cool on there, like the really hardcore posters. Mm-hmm. I would always ask people that I thought were interesting in person and online what their favorite nonfiction and fiction book of all time was. And that was an excellent way to get new, excellent things. Like my public speaking teacher.
Okay, yeah.
She was like super well read, and she gave me like her top 5 of each, and I just my God, they were so great. Like I would have to read back her email, but yeah. So I don't even know how we got on the subject, but
talking about college.
Yeah. So when I was up there, so in the Oval, it was just like when I was writing up there, it's just that whole thing because I used to read and write there all the time. The Oval's like that big field right in the center of campus.
Yeah, they were talking about and
it's just beautiful and it's. Yeah, man.
I gotta go to Columbus sometime.
We can, yeah. I mean, it's a good place to just walk around, like look at the sights.
Oh yeah, we could go to Columbus sometime. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah,
chill there or something. That'd be awesome.
But
yeah, that's a lot of thoughts about that.
Yeah, so, that turned into something bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. So first of all, like in terms of your kind of rapid expanse, like your brain expanding in college.
And socially. Yeah.
And socially, mentally, I guess, all those different kind of things. I feel like that specifically didn't really, well, now that I think about it, it's kind of happening to me a lot now.
Okay,
so instead of going to college and kind of getting that, I instead kind of took the different route where like community college and straight into the workforce. So I kind of like adulted a lot sooner, and because of that,
I can definitely tell.
Okay, and that's like not just because like you're becoming an adult sooner doesn't mean like you've got this real like deep understanding of yourself, you know?
Okay.
You've just kind of learned the ins and outs of the adult world, and you're, I don't know,
like the motions or.
Kind of, like how business works and like how to further your career, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you've also learned a lot about yourself.
Okay.
In the interim, I guess.
Yeah.
So I feel like my rapid expanse is like happening now.
Oh, I can. Now that you say that, I can definitely see that. Yeah. You're trying all these new things, like new people, and just like new ideas, and like just in the mall earlier today, just brainstorming and like. Yeah, I could just see it. Yeah. I can see it.
And I feel like it's because like it has to happen eventually.
Yeah.
unless you just remain stagnant for your entire life. But I feel like not many people do. Like, I feel like everybody kind of has these renaissances where like new thoughts and new ideas kind of into your life, and you kind of expand the way that you think. And
sometimes all it takes is like a person, a conversation, or
which reminds me of the way that I got into video games.
So really?
We're taking a swift left turn here. Like, so you were talking about how like one book potentially changed, like it opened your mind, and like
Ishmael, that book by Danny Quinn definitely did.
Yeah, so it sounded like you read that book and you were like, wow, there's a completely new way of thinking that I've never even thought about before.
Right, and that's what it was. Yeah,
I had that same thing with a Mario article on IGN in like 2009. Which is like not nearly as serious, but like I remember this. I remember the screenshot on this Mario article, and
Societal topsy-turvy
Yeah,
Mario. No, I'm just kidding.
Super Mario
I'm
Brothers.
not playing it.
But
I just think it's funny.
It is
the
totally
contrast.
It is totally fun. I was like, wow, I've got this really deep, thing to talk, and also this really not. But but equally important in my life too, I think.
Yeah.
So like, I remember 2009. I was like sitting in my house, and like I found this article, like Mario article or whatever. It was like the timeline of Super Mario and like how it was developed and like created and blah blah blah. And
from
I was
Nintendo,
or whatever. It was on IGN. I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And that like snowballed, and I started looking up like Mario games, and I started looking up other games, and I started looking up review scores, and then I started looking up like upcoming games, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot more to video games than I thought there was.
So was this before you had a console, or
this was when I had a Wii? Because I was like, I don't freaking know what console to get. All I'd play is like licensed Scooby-Doo games and stuff like that, and Crash Bandicoot. Like I didn't know anything about games that were good.
Okay, you just played kind of like
like movie tie-in games, because I was like, I like that movie. I'll play that game. It was before I knew anything.
So you weren't like in the culture of it yet.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so I read this article, and then I started looking up all this stuff, and it led me to IGN, which led me to like IGN podcasts.
Okay.
Like eventually Podcast Beyond, and like all these different things, which like got me into podcasts. And I feel like one of the biggest things that's had a huge impact on my life is podcasts, because like one of the main ones I listen to, the Comedy Button, like it's like straight real talk, and like they're like old dudes that talk about things that they wish they would have known when they were like in high school and college. And I started listening when I was in high school, so it's like I got that perspective from those people, and like it inspired me to like think deeper about things and like all these kind of things. So like in a weird kind of way, like a weird kind of butterfly effect, tiny way, like that Mario article might be why we're here.
Oh, right.
And I just kind of realized that just now, actually.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah,
to think about that kind of stuff? Like, if I never would have gotten into video games back then, like, I might not have gotten into podcasts and, like, been interested in anything that I'm interested in today. And, like, we might not, I don't know.
You could be a totally lame person, Austin.
I could be into, like, collecting rocks or postage notes.
Or butterflies.
Stamps. Sounds like I'm really interested in butterflies now.
Yeah, I know. Everything's butterflies.
Butterflies.
Danielle, can we get a butterfly right here?
Yeah.
No.
A butterfly and a
just
chicken.
One right there.
Yeah.
Another one fluttering over here.
Yeah, that's good. I kind of like that. But yeah, so that's just kind of a thing that my brain went to when you were talking about that.
Interesting. Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of people have those, if not something super huge like Renaissance, but like just things that happen in their lives and people that they encounter that definitely change the direction that you're going in. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. 100%. I feel that quite recently. Yeah.
Quite
felt
recently.
That. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so on top of that, you were talking about how you walked up to those college kids and like said, "Oh hey, we used to live here," and they just shrugged it off like it was whatever.
That was like a while ago. Yeah.
I feel like college kids are a lot more open and like to stuff
in general.
Like that. Just in general, not everyone, of course, but like. For example, when I was looking for like an apartment or whatever to live in, because I was planning on moving
before
I found this place, I was apartment searching, and I was looking around with my group of friends because we were all going to move out together.
Yeah.
So it was me and Dustin and Dylan and Maddie, and we were all apartment searching. We came to this place like right outside of NKU, and they weren't going to let us look at it, and we're like, well, if we're going to pay for this place, we have to look at it first. And she's like, well, we just don't have any places open that you can go in and look at. And we're like, well, we freaking want to look at it. She's like, well, you can't. So we're like, okay, whatever. We went back to the parking lot, and we're like, if we're going to live here, we need to freaking see what it looks like inside.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dustin, I'm about to knock on one of these doors and see if these people let us in their house. And he's like, if you do, I'll go with you. And I was like, all right. So we went up to the first house, it's a townhouse, actually.
Okay.
It's like a row of townhouses. So we go up to the first townhouse, and we knock on the door.
I like the sound effects.
Door opens. It's like a girl. It wasn't
spooky creek.
It was actually a Scooby-Doo mansion.
Yeah. He just took his mask off. You found me. Like,
Yeah, so this girl opens the door and she's like, hello? And I'm like, so this is going to sound crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I told her what was up, and she was like, so I'm home alone right now, and, like, you guys seem cool, but I don't know if I would be comfortable with, like, letting you guys in my house.
With some dudes just
And I was like,
coming in here.
And I was like, that's totally fine. I'm leaving right now. You have a nice day. And
She
I
didn't,
walked
like,
away.
mace you?
She
like,
didn't mace. I wanted to avoid that at all costs. So, like,
got a little pocket holster?
Yeah. Yeah, so we walked away. And, what were we doing? Cool.
19.
So, we walk away.
Yeah.
And go to the next house.
Okay.
This one, dude opens the door, has a PlayStation 4 controller in his hand. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I got this guy. I don't even care.
This guy will do it.
He's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, so this is gonna sound crazy.
Uh-huh.
You know,
yeah.
And I told him, and he's like, I mean, I'm chill with it. Let me ask my like the other guy that lives here, and he's like, yo, and he says his name.
Yeah.
Like, there's these people at the door. They want to see the place. And he's like, you can hear him yelling in the background and stuff.
Get
like,
the hell out of here.
He comes down. He's like, hey man, what's up? And we told him. He's like, oh yeah, totally, that's fine. You can come in. So we got to look at it.
Oh,
and
nice.
I was like, dude, what are you playing? And he's like, Pro Evolution Soccer. It's kind of like FIFA. And I was like, oh, you play PES? That's awesome. Nice, on the PS4. So we talked to these dudes and looked at the apartment, and we got in.
Nice.
I feel like college kids are just a lot more game.
And
than,
another
like,
good
adults.
lesson in that is you miss every shot you don't take.
Exactly. 100%. And that could apply to everything in life, I feel
Right.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, maybe we should go to those people's house and see if they'll let us in.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They might.
Yeah, you'll never know.
I have no idea.
I don't either. So I'm going to quickly defer to the Facebook post because it looks like we just got another recent post.
Oh, Jesus.
And, actually, we did have one from Dylan, so this is actually going to tie into my weekend plans, so we'll talk about it a little bit later. It's about the Chicago trip I went on.
Right.
So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with Austin's weekend plans, so stay tuned, folks. Whoop. We're back. We're not going to clap this time.
Yeah, no, we're clapping.
I don't really think that was even necessary last time.
Even for sound things?
No, I didn't really need to do that.
Okay, yeah.
Because I didn't use the audio from the mics.
Yeah.
So I didn't really need to do any of that garbage.
I see.
But anyway, welcome back, folks. Woo! We just got done talking about Anthony's weekend, and now I guess talking about the things that I did this weekend.
Right. Yeah, it's another spontaneous thing.
Yeah, we've been really spontaneous lately. I really like it. I feel like we're
That's
really
good.
vibing.
Yeah.
100%. So it was Friday, and I still didn't have any plans.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people asking me about plans, but I hadn't made any plans yet. And it's probably like noon, and I'm at work. And I'm like, why don't I just freaking go somewhere? I'm like, where's close, but not too far, or not too close? Chicago. I'm going to go to Chicago this weekend. And everybody's like, wait, you're going to what are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just
I remember
go.
I was like, what? And you're like, you were so like lackadaisical about it. Like I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. So I texted my friend Dustin, and I was like, yo, you want to go to Chicago like tonight after you get off work at like 2 a.m? And he's like,
oh, I didn't realize oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was
I
like,
didn't realize that was part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, screw it, let's go. And I texted Dylan, and he's like, let me check and see if I can get out of some stuff, and I'll see if I can go too. And he can go too. So me, Dustin, and Dylan had a guys' night out in Chicago.
Actually, you might have subconsciously,
like channeled them, or what?
Or no, for my Sunday thing. But yeah, that's interesting.
Oh,
now that I think about it, sorry,
inspired you to go to Columbus or
right?
Something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was like, I didn't know where the hell that came from. So
Nice. Yeah, maybe.
So that's interesting. Yeah, sorry.
Heck yeah, dude. So it ended up being awesome. So our kind of like real rough plan for this was to go there and play Pokemon Go, which we're still playing.
Just walk around. Yeah.
Walk around Chicago because like it's better in cities that have a lot of things going on.
Well, tell everybody what you told me initially, like where you were staying.
Oh.
So it had me a little like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other goal for this trip was that we didn't want to spend like a lot of money on it at all. Like we wanted to go and like I had no plan on getting a hotel.
Which limits what where you stay.
Yeah.
Like just a little bit.
Inherently.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like what about an Airbnb? And I was like, nah, I don't want to pay for anything. You were showing me prices, and I was like, even split amongst 3 people, I don't want to do that. So like,
They're pretty cheap though. But yeah,
they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I remember you said before like, if you want to. It was in a completely different conversation, but you were talking about how Walmart won't tow your car if you just want to leave it.
Yeah, that's weird how I was talking about that earlier. Yeah, for like RVs and just anybody.
That might have subconsciously inspired me to go to my Chicago trip.
Too many connections.
Yeah.
Brain exploding. Yeah.
So my plan was just like go and like, well, let's find a parking lot or something in Walmart and sleep in the car. Go to Chicago and sleep in the car.
Yeah, I've always read that Walmarts are really, open to travelers just staying in their parking lot because they usually are huge if you think about it.
Yeah, they're gigantic. And this one was next to a Cabela's, which had another gigantic parking
wow,
lot.
yeah.
But there was a cop sitting in the Cabela's parking lot, so we didn't sleep there.
That's kind of reassuring, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. So, but that's cutting to the end. So we decided to go to Chicago, and our main thing was we were going to play Pokemon Go. So we walked around Chicago, caught a bunch of freaking awesome Pokemon because Chicago is really great for Pokemon.
Everywhere, I'm sure.
There's people everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot of people also playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And freaking, oops, we accidentally went on Lollapalooza weekend.
Oh, my God.
So Lollapalooza was happening. We got there and we were like, why can't we walk in this park? Oh, there's a fest.
There's a
freaking
giant...
Lollapalooza's here.
What the hell?
What the heck?
So I bet there was a lot of like interesting people walking around.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So Lollapalooza starts at like 10 in the morning and goes until 10 at night or something like that.
Okay.
So we walk around all day playing Pokemon. We basically start at the bottom. Oh, okay. So, also, we didn't want to pay for parking because parking sucks.
So you don't want to pay for anywhere to stay,
No.
and you don't want to pay for parking in Chicago.
No, that's freaking lame, dude.
That's a pretty good challenge, though. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, so Dylan Googled free parking, and we ended up finding this parking lot on like the outskirts.
Oh, wow.
Next to this building called like hang on, I'll have to look it up.
Hopefully it wasn't on the south side like I was talking later that day.
You should queue it up, actually. I'm going to look up what it was called, and you can Google it real fast, and we'll figure out where it is. Because I took a picture of it so I remembered where we parked so we could get back to our car. Okay. It's the Leonard M. Louis Fieldhouse. Leonard.
Wait, what?
And not like Leonard Skinner.
Oh.
Leon.
Hold on, let me get the...
What are you doing, Google Maps? Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Just a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Googling it real quick for the folks that are listening to the audio version of the podcast.
This is a parking spot? Okay.
Leonard space M space Louis, so Louie. There it is right there. So you can click on that. Yeah. Fieldhouse. So it has a parking lot next to it.
Oh, what? That's not that far out.
No. So yeah, let's
this
go
little
into
star is where I stayed last year.
That's not where it was, dude.
Oh, I was gonna say this is a nice area.
No, dude, Google it. Google it on Google.
Oh,
I think it's like 1700 something. Go to Google. This isn't very interesting.
So straight at it's.
But yeah, we're Googling this place to try to figure out what part of Chicago I was in because I'm not convinced it was in a great part.
And it should be like parking.
Okay, so the address, it's 1700 South Wentworth Avenue, right there. 1700 South Wentworth.
Right here. This is hard to right here.
If you want to copy and paste that address into Google Maps, right there, you see it?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll copy and paste that address into Google Maps.
Got it.
Hang out with us.
This is interesting. I'm not used to doing this live.
Yeah, buckle your seatbelts. This will be interesting for everybody. So okay, so let's go there. So
it's kind of south.
So how is that like relatively? Is
that
south
well,
side?
okay, so
yeah, let's
we
look at
stayed up here for the Grateful Dead,
right next to Lincoln Park.
Yes.
Okay.
And the concert was down here at Soldier Field. So I would hang out with them because I didn't have tickets the first 2 nights.
Yeah.
And then walk to the pier. Now this isn't bad.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So Dylan just Googled free parking, and this place it just popped up.
That's a good spot for free parking.
So we left our car there. It was the only car, one of the only cars there, and we were like, I don't know how good we feel about this. So we put all of our like electronics and expensive stuff in our backpacks.
Yeah.
Because we all had backpacks because we were just.
That makes sense. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, so we just left all the blankets there
Chicago.
and took our and we Ubered closer to the city to the breakfast place that we ate breakfast at. It was called Yoke, and it was right around like here.
Yeah.
Like right to the left of Memorial Park.
Oh, wow.
So that was our first destination. So we got off, we ate breakfast at Yoke, which was awesome. And then we kind of just like basically walked through Chicago, and we had mini goals, mini destinations.
Yeah.
That we would try to hit along the way up. So we went through Memorial Park, which is like a bunch of Pokestops, and like that's where Lollapalooza was going to be. It was closed off, so we couldn't get in there. Yeah. Walked a little bit around the city. We walked up to Lincoln Park. We had lunch.
Oh, you did?
We had lunch at Portillo's, which like if you listen to like Kind of Funny or anything, like Greg Miller always talks about Portillo's being his favorite like hot dog place in the Chicagoland area, so we had to eat there. We went across the Magnificent Mile, which is like a shopping district. blah, blah, blah. We went through Lincoln Park, got on the beach. They buried me in the sand.
Oh, yeah, because that beach has actually got a lot of sand on there, like volleyball stuff. And
yeah, dude, it looked like they were filming a hip hop video there because there was like shirtless dudes with abs and like
was there something going on in like a top bar or something?
I didn't see it.
Oh my god, something like that. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The place is kind of
bumping, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like, wow,
it is bumping. Yeah.
And we just walked in just like 3 average looking dudes. Like,
yeah,
wow. There's like no
trying to catch some damn Pokemon. You know?
Exactly. So I made the mistake of letting them bury me in the sand, except for my head, and like literally the rest of
with
my
your clothes on.
Well, I changed into shorts and a shirt, like no t-shirt.
Okay, I hope you weren't. Yeah, okay.
No, but the rest of my trip, everywhere I went, just like I left a little pile of sand because I never got all of it off of me.
You get up off the bus or something.
Yeah. And the next morning when I got a shower when I got back to Indiana, there was still sand in my hair.
Oh my god!
It was with me forever. Yeah, so we did all this, and get this crap.
What?
This is the craziest part of the entire trip, and your mind is going to be blown by this.
I'm already getting blown.
So we're walking around like that right there ish. So we walk into this like
in hand.
Sure. We walk into this. The other thing we did was like we had to hit up coffee shops like every hour or so to charge our phones. Because that's basically those were our lifelines the entire time. We had to charge our phones and stuff, so we were good.
Yeah, just so you know where you are and where you're going.
Yeah, so we would stay like 30, 45 minutes in a Starbucks or in Dunkin' Donuts or like some coffee shop just to charge our phones.
Yeah, I'm sure they're used to that.
Barnes & Noble. And
now,
yeah.
With all the Pokemon. Yep.
Yeah, so more on that later. But we were in this like exotic car shop.
Okay.
Because we friggin' look in a window and there's a McLaren F1. And we're like, what?
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, so we walk in and look. And my phone starts ringing. And I look down. And it's one of the girls that was on the Canada trip that I just went on.
Holy cow.
And I'm like, what is she calling for? And I pick up the phone and I answer it. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, Austin, are you in Chicago right now?
What the hell?
And I'm like, what? And she's like, are you in Chicago? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I just saw you on the streets.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, what? Where? What are you doing?
From
She's
Canada
like, I'm
to
here
Chicago.
for Lollapalooza.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, what the heck? So, like, did you want to hang out later? And she's like, yeah, dude, we should totally hang out. So
that is awesome.
She's with her friends or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, like, we were going to hang out, like, after Lollapalooza ended at, like, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
It ended up, like, not panning out or whatever. Her phone died or whatever. They couldn't get in contact with us after that. But, like, still, like, the idea that we're both in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, your connection is, like, she's from IU. You guys hung out in Canada, Ontario, right?
Yeah.
And then she randomly sees you in Chicago, in Chi-Town, of all places.
Yeah. What the heck is the deal with that?
That's pretty crazy. That's awesome.
That's insane.
But things don't happen unless you go out like that, I guess. Yeah,
I guess,
you just gotta keep doing it.
100%.
We gotta just keep going.
Yeah. So we did that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hung out at a bunch of different places. Like, after we ate at Portillo's or whatever, our goal was to walk, like, I think it was like 3.5 miles up across that river there. We went to Trump Tower, which is like whatever.
Oh, I remember. I saw the photos on your Facebook. Yeah,
it's a beautiful building, and we got these receptionists to take pictures with us.
I remember taking photos of it.
Yeah, I caught a crabby right around here.
What is? Oh, is that a
Pokemon?
I'm like,
you
caught a crabby.
For anybody interested, there are a bunch of Jinxes and Drowsies around Chicago. So if you need more of those, hit the place up.
I've been missing Jinxes and Drowsies my entire life.
Yeah. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. But anyway, like after lunch, our goal was to go all the way up north to this comic book shop and video game store that we saw on Google because like nerdy stuff in Chicago. So we went all the way. Like, let's see, there's Lincoln Park. Keep going. Right next to Wrigley Field, basically. So we didn't see Wrigley Field, but we walked that. I think it was either 2.5 or 3.5 miles. So we walked that.
Yeah, it's a good clip.
We walked it forever, and by the time we got there and got up there, it was like 5 o'clock.
Okay.
We got there at 7 in the morning, and this was 5 in the afternoon.
Oh, I see.
So we messed around until then, and we ended up there at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We went there, really awesome stores.
Yeah.
And we took the L, like the elevated like train system.
Yeah.
All the way
I
back
see
down.
it. Yeah.
Yep. And while we were up there, we went into this Starbucks because we had to charge our phones again. We're getting tired. Like, it's like 5 or 6 o'clock. This Starbucks is packed, and we walk in, and there's like a table in the corner with one dude, but across from him there's an open seat, and next to that table there's another open seat. Okay, but only one. And we're looking for 3. It's basically a packed Starbucks. So we walk in. We need wall outlets, and I'm looking around underneath the table. This dude's sitting at for a wall outlet, and he's like, "Dude, do you want me to bust out the strip?" And I was like,
power strip?
Yeah. And I was like, what? Yeah, actually, yeah, that'd be amazing. Like, thank you. And he's like, All right, so he gets out a power strip for us, and we plug our phones into his power strip.
Oh my god! Did he like automatically assume it was Pokemon, or
no, he didn't
just
assume that.
didn't? He just saw all of you guys like trying to
Looking for outlets.
That's cool on him.
And
cool on him.
Yeah, he was awesome. So we ended up talking to this guy. He ended up being an independent film like director.
What kind of film we talking?
So
wait a minute, Austin.
This one, not that kind of film.
Were you solicited for a certain type of film that we cannot talk about?
No, I don't think it was. No, it wasn't.
I'm
that kind of
kidding.
I don't think it could have been.
He could. Yeah, here's a power strip. Why don't you come back this way?
Bust out the strip.
I got a strip for you.
His next film is called Bust Out the Strip.
Bust out the strip. Finding all the Pokemon.
So he gets out the strip, and I start talking to. The first question I ask is like, "Hey, like, do you live here?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like,
"Wait, did he say it like that? Like, yeah."
No, well, first, he had headphones in. First, he was like, "Oh, 1 second."
Oh, okay.
Because he was like doing work, and then he took him out. He's like, "What's up?" And I was like, "So, do you live in Chicago?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "So, if you were to say that there's like a best pizza place in Chicago, because you got to get Chicago pizza,
right?
Like what would you say?" And he starts going into the pizza. Like, if you grew up with this, you'll like this more, but it depends what you grew up with. And he's like, "You can go here, you go here, you go here, you go here." So we talk about that, and then we get into what he's doing. He's like this independent filmmaker who just found his last actor 2 hours ago, and he's going to start filming in 2 weeks. His name is Leslie.
Oh wow!
And the film's called K Bites. So if you want to go to k/bitesfilm.com and check that out, I guess, for the people that listen, I guess.
So he's gonna get like
I have no idea what it is. It's like some sci-fi thing or something.
Yeah.
But we talked to this dude, and he's hilarious, and he's telling us all these different things to do in Chicago. And it ended up being dope. I added him on Facebook. We're friends now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
really cool.
Meet random people. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, I mean, the biggest thing that happened after that was like we took the train down and kind of just screwed around, and Lollapalooza got out at 10 o'clock, and all of a sudden the streets are filled with these hordes of people that will not end.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Just so many people that are like wearing interesting clothes and like.
Were they like hippie like or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like there wasn't many clothes to go around. And, like, a lot of them were like super wasted. Like there was this street drummer that was like, no, going.
And
to
you
town.
love those.
I do love them.
Yeah.
So I went to stop by, and like there were just like these completely out of their mind people just like dancing all crazy to these street drummers. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it was probably the acid dancing, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But like we went across the street from the park and like went to this hotel's lobby and plugged in our phones again and just like watched these people just walk around.
Just start flailing around.
Yeah, while we were waiting on like our other friends or whatever that were from like Bloomington or whatever.
Okay.
To get out. But so we just sat there and people watched for a while, and then went back to we Ubered back to our car after a while, and then we left the city, and the first Walmart I saw I stopped, and we stopped in the parking lot after we found a good spot, and we friggin' went to sleep.
Nice. So, yeah. So so you went up in a tracker, is that right?
Actually, his car was busted, so we went up in a Taurus.
Oh my lord. So so it's 3 dudes sleeping in a Taurus in a Walmart. Yeah, but that's the start of a like a memoir almost. Like so this one time I'm sleeping in a Ford Taurus in the middle of the night of a Walmart with 2 other dudes. Wait, no, never mind. That's starting to sound like that creepy guy you saw.
It's
earlier.
starting to sound like a film that Leslie.
Yeah, the K. Yeah, just kidding, Leslie.
No, you're amazing. But yeah, so that's my Chicago trip in a nutshell.
That's cool. That's funny you mentioned like you friended a Facebook person, whatever.
Yeah.
That happened to a couple of us down in Tennessee for the tractor pull. We met that guy in the hotel lobby.
Yeah,
he's now friends with all of us on Facebook. It's just funny how things like that happen. I'm like, wait a minute, that's kind of familiar.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
100%. He knew everything about tractor pulls. Yeah, really nice guy.
How much is there to know about tractor pulls?
A lot.
Really?
A lot. Yeah, my friend John's really into it as well. That's kind of like why we went down there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was for John and to meet up, hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, him and John really talked for a while about tractor pulls, and then John and Mary went to bed, and Mark and I we were just debating anything from GMOs to gun rights to everything. It was awesome. We're now friends on Facebook. So
I love that. I love that. Meeting random people is one of my favorite things.
It's really cool. Yeah, he was cool. He came out both nights. We just drank. He brought some beer. We brought some beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, so the friend that was down there from Canada or whatever.
Yeah.
She lives in Blue. Natalie. So just for a proper shout out to Natalie.
Yeah, you didn't say her name. Yeah.
I didn't say your name in the first place, but yeah, proper shout out. But You're talking about meeting random people. That's actually what is exciting me most about the trip that we're about to go on this upcoming weekend.
Right. That's a good segue into that.
Thank you. So just go with it.
Yeah, I'm going with it because I'm going. So.
Yeah, we're going with a few different work people, including Heater, Melissa.
It's a ragtag group.
It's a ragtag group of people that we're working with. We're going to Put in Bay up in northern Ohio. Sandusky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 4.5 hours north, close to Sandusky, I believe.
That's the most old person sounding name of a town.
It is. It's like, yeah. Where does Grandpa live? Sandusky. All right. Well, we're not going there. So, like, all right.
Yeah, but we are going there.
Yeah, apparently it's like the spring break of the north, but I mean, we'll see how that goes.
The north.
Like
all year round?
Yeah, I guess it would have to have its. I don't know what times that it's super popular, but it's supposed to be like the North's Panama City. I'll be the judge of that. Well, I won't be like the judge, but I'll be judging it. Like, I'll be judging this place. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you been to Panama City?
No, I've been close to it, kind of down during spring breakish.
Okay.
I doubt it's going to be anything like this because Florida is like a whole different animal.
Well, it's freaking northern Ohio.
That's what I'm saying. So when people say that, like, bro, it's so like chicks everywhere. I don't know about that. Maybe during like 4th of July weekend when everybody's got their boats out and things like that. We'll see. I mean, everybody that I've talked to about it sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, so for a brief synopsis for the people who don't know what it is, because like I'm not even convinced that I know what it is. It's just like, yeah, you can pull it up totally.
Yeah, let's put it up.
For you video people, yeah. But so Put in Bay is like, it's in northern Ohio like we were talking about. It's an island in one of the Great Lakes.
Lake Erie.
It's an island in Lake Erie, so you take like a ferry to the island and then have cool times, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of bars. There's like wineries there. There's apparently a lot of things to do. It's not just for like young, crazy college partiers.
That's cool, because
even though that's what everybody talks about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even plan on like getting crazy or partying or anything. I just think it'll be like a nice like chill. Is there a beach?
I believe so. I don't really see beaches on Google Maps like it was showing for Chicago.
Oh, okay.
But some of the photos I've seen.
Even this is just like an island to get away and chill. And even if I just chill in like like a condo, chill in the condo that we're staying in, like it's like a few nights away.
Austin, look at this.
What is that?
African Safari Wildlife Park.
Dude, that sounds awesome. I bet you have to pay like $50 to get it.
There's probably like some like lazy not lazy, but
there's a tiger with sunglasses
tiger,
on.
tiger. Yeah,
and like a martini.
Like, is that normal? Like, oh yeah, in Africa they all look like that.
The tiger's like, give me another martini.
Yeah, I'll be like, he can speak English. And he's got sunglasses on. He's like, my glaucoma. I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's Chris.
Yeah, that's Chris.
He's the tiger.
What you want? You got any French fries? I'm like, dude, I ain't got no French fries. You're a tiger.
Dude, tiger just asked me for French fries, bro.
Tiger just. That's a sentence I never thought I'd ever hear. A tiger just asked me.
French fries, bro.
So I want to Google some photos. People listening won't be able to see it, but it's like you were saying, it's kind of a all across the board type thing. Wow. So I mean, it's got some picturesque things.
It looks
here.
pretty cool. I mean, like you can make any rat hole apartment look cool with good like.
And then you got this,
well,
you know.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. All right. For the people at home, it's a lot of pictures of parties with excited people.
Yeah, this looks like a pool with probably about 8 ounces of water left because the rest is full of either urine or bros. Not bro. Well, yeah, it looks like college everything. Oh, did it stop?
Keep talking.
Oh, it didn't stop.
Well, I mean, I'm not really sure exactly what happened.
Something clicked. Something clicked.
Vamp for me, Anthony.
What? You want me to just start riffing here?
Yeah, I'm going to need you to start riffing.
Boom. Boom.
Anthony's going to riff you folks for a second while I change his SD card. 1 second.
Oh my god,
this
you got to actually change
only.
This is the
so
audio
this is
only.
Exclusive.
So, my thoughts on Put in Bay right now are... this is probably going to get edited out. If not...
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
All right. So, I'm on mine now, ladies and gentlemen. So, Put in Bay, I've heard many things about it. I have this feeling that Put in Bay has this allure to it that people keep propagating because they expect something to happen and it may not necessarily happen. So, the allure to some people are... people getting wild and crazy and very promiscuous, I guess you could say. So the thought is you go up there and it's very easy to fraternize with the opposite sex. Yeah, okay, minute and a half. All right. So I believe that this may be a fallacy most of the time of the year. Again, like we were saying, during holidays, it probably is kind of crazy and there's people everywhere. But I have this feeling that people go up there and when they come back home, their friends or family are like, so, was it as crazy as you thought? And to save face, people would be like, bro, there was like chicks everywhere. I had like 8 of them like trying to call me and my phone just couldn't handle it because I can only do like 3 girls at once on the phone. And they were just like getting jelly. So, things like that. So 50% of the way there, almost there. So I have this feeling they come back home and they try to say it's that crazy. But that's just a thought. Now, when you Google image search Put-in Bay, Ohio, there's all sorts of things. But I don't know. There's actually not too many people just getting crazy. But I don't know. This photo is...
Do you think people would just make it up this entire time, though?
No, I don't think... Okay, yeah. So I don't think they're like completely making it up. I'm sure it's like kind of wild in like spots. Yeah. But like what I've been told is it's just... All you have to do is walk into a bar and there's like girls throwing themselves. I don't know. Like just like it's so easy apparently. And it's like, would you even want to? Yeah, I don't know. Exactly. So we'll see. We'll see. I feel like it's just being. I think I just don't want to be disappointed. Like I want it to be wild and crazy because I'm kind of in the mood for that. But nothing too crazy, I guess. But yeah, who knows? We'll see. Sounds good. It's kind of interesting talking about one subject matter. I guess I could have moved on, but this is just what I have pulled up. So, it's all good. And I'm just kind of stalling, actually.
You know what? I think the battery actually died.
Oh my lord, the battery died. That's much more. I guess I'll just have to. I'll have to keep talking for an hour while this charges. No, I'm just kidding.
Won't take that long. We're leaving all this in.
So yeah, we're at the 25 marker. Just FYI.
Okay.
And we're live. I can't wait till we can get to do this live. That's going to be interesting. So hopefully there would be like a chat. I think you were talking about Twitch, so that may soon come to Twitch.
The video's back.
And the video's back, and I don't have to keep talking to myself anymore.
All right, video folks. So what just happened is the battery died in the camera because we have no foresight or planning. So
yes.
I first thought it was the SD card getting full, so I had to take the SD card out and get the videos off of it and then put it back in, but then it still didn't turn on, so I changed the battery. Now we're back.
And I talked for about 2.5 minutes of just putting bay and my expectations.
Yeah. So while I ran around like crazy, Anthony just vamped by himself, and if you want to hear what that was, you can listen to the audio version of the podcast. Which
yeah, I wouldn't say it's too worth it. It was basically me stalling and trying to come up with what I feel we're going to see in Put-in Bay and what I feel might be a fallacy.
I think it was awesome and hilarious. And I think you should listen to it. But yeah, so we were talking about like freaking Chris the Tiger that was drinking martinis or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about? But yeah, I feel like it won't be that crazy, but I feel like it'll probably be like a 6 out of 10 on the crazy scale based on the fact that it's in Northern Ohio.
Because
who's that jazzed about being in Northern Ohio?
That's the big thing that keeps holding me back. It's like, how could it really be that? I mean, it could. Yeah. I don't want to just assume like, oh no, and just it's going to be lame. I want it to be awesome, but I think it's just like it's an expectation thing. So I feel like I don't know.
You're tempering your expectations so you're not disappointed, right?
Right. And when I come back, even if it's like a 6 out of 10, I'm just gonna be like, bro, there was chicks everywhere. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
You're gonna be the same.
I'm gonna be that dude.
No.
Start talking like that for some reason.
We're gonna get there, and there's gonna be just like sea turtles, and this is a sea turtle farm.
No, like I love the people we're going with, like the group is awesome. So no matter what, we're going to have fun. I definitely agree with that 100%. And I'm super pumped for this trip.
Same.
Like I hope, like I was just trying to stall there.
Oh yeah. yeah, totally.
Like I'm just, it's the whole like bro mentality that I'm wondering about. That's all.
And I'm curious about that too. But yeah, everybody that we're going with is awesome. It's going to be a few days away in some random island just to chill. Even if I just bring my PS4 and just play it in the place like for a couple days.
No.
I'm not going to do that.
I was going to say I'm
not going to. So I'll be disappointed. But even if I did just only do that, just getting away is that. It's amazing enough.
Yeah. And we're gonna be staying on one island and then actually like going to the Put-in Bay. So we'll be
Yeah.
all over the place.
We'll be all over the place. And we're thinking if we can get our video situation figured out,
Oh yeah,
we're thinking about doing a car podcast.
which is kind of that's out there,
It's gonna be sketchy.
right? I don't know. Yeah,
But I've got a pretty. I think I can. I've got the plan in my head. I think we can make it work.
yeah.
So we might.
That's a good
be,
plan.
Yeah. So we might take a couple mics, take a laptop, and maybe an audio interface, and do a podcast in the car with whoever's in the car on the way to Put-in Bay.
Yeah, we still have to figure that out.
Because I think that's friggin' awesome.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like we have like the Sony Action Cam and someone else's GoPro.
Yeah.
So I think it sounds like what you were coming up with earlier would definitely work. I mean, we'll see how it translates, but
We'll think about it.
Yeah.
Even if we have somebody like, we don't want to have somebody holding the camera for an hour, but like they
exactly.
they could be monitoring it or something. Yeah. But that's something we're looking into because we think that would be just completely dope. So if you think that would be completely dope, let us know
Yeah.
as well, in person or on the group.
All right.
But yeah, I'm pretty stoked for this trip. Outside of that, I mean,
Me too.
there was one other thing I wanted to bring up. Oh, okay. So that topic's basically. Oh shoot! The last thing I did this weekend. I completely forgot. Like
Yeah.
when I got back from Chicago, I went to a G-Eazy concert.
Oh yeah, random.
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
Which how much sleep did you get in Chicago before that concert? Like how much? What were you riding on there?
4 hours.
Oh my god!
So-
and that trip, the drive is what 5?
About 4.5.
Oh really? Huh.
It's actually more closer to 4.
Oh,
It's way
okay,
shorter than
yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
So we drove back. I actually got back to my parents' house at noon. I took a nap from like noon to 3:30.
Okay, that's
and then
good.
my brother
Yeah.
got baptized.
But-
So I went to a
What
baptism.
the hell? Yeah.
So-
Did you? Okay. Was the baptism at the concert? No.
Yeah. So my brother got baptized, then went with me to a hip hop concert.
Oh, so he did go.
He went with me. Yeah.
Well, I was close.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I went with him and Forrest, my roommate, housemate
Okay.
person, and that was sweet too.
That's
It was
cool.
really cool. They just had to add that in there because it was a crucial piece of my weekend.
Yeah, this is a busy, packed weekend, man.
My God, I'm
Yeah.
just now catching up on sleep. I was so tired today.
Yeah, I don't know.
So tired. It
That was a
up.
lot of lack of sleep there.
It catches up to me eventually, Anthony.
I know. Yeah, it seems like you just keep running, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. So just had to keep that. I think this is a kind of a good. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that's
this is
good.
kind of good stopping point for the end of the podcast. Before we go, though, I want to give a shout out to Fruities.
Oh my god.
They're like Tootsie Rolls,
Last minute.
but fruit flavored. This is for Jason.
That's for Jason.
Jason gave me these. They're called Fruities, and he said, "Dude, it says Fro in the name." He's like, "You should shout these out on the podcast." I was like,
Fro Oodies.
and I was like, all right. He was really insistent about it, so I told
I'm
him
just
I
gonna
would.
start calling them that.
Fruities.
Go to a grocery store. Do you have any Fro Oodies? They'll be like, they just call the cops. We got another one.
Another one. But yeah, so if
Oh,
you're
Lord.
looking for a Tootsie Roll, but you want some more flavor in it, get yourself some Fruities, everyone.
Tootsie Rolls that aren't brown.
And
I don't think they're brown, are they?
This one's green. I'm gonna eat it. I ate the yellow one. I got a
Equally
grape
as
one in
disturbing. No, I'm
Yep.
just kidding.
here. I had a blue one earlier. But yeah, get yourself some Fruities. And at that, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen.
No thanks.
This has been episode 12. Stay tuned for next week. Post your questions, topics, thoughts, funny memes, whatever in the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/pfunkandfro.
Yeah.
Hit us up on Twitter @pfunkandfro, and
Yeah.
then you can add me and Fro on Facebook if you want. I'm also Flume, and this is Anthony Gorman, and we are out.
Later. All right, let's get this out of here. Oh, I got an email.
Email.
What the email?
The cheat.
Oh yeah, that's she.
email.
Did it? Yeah, I was like, what does he make a noise? He'd be like, shut up.
I'm so sad. Shut up.
Oh yeah, he was so mean to him.
And Strong mad.
Strong sad. Was that big one? White dude?
Looking dude.
Yeah. Didn't he have like a voice like this?
Yes, he was very sad. Shut up, pumpkin.
Where the fuck does this go?
Hey guys. It's me, Homestar Wano.
Oh, yeah, he was like the other main one.
Do you remember Hamsar?
Where?
Hamsar?
No.
Well, I'm not a monkey's uncle. Something